All right, we're here back for a second time. Ray Austin, the Fan Control Football Commissioner. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it, man.
All right, so now we're gearing up. We have season 3.0.
Yeah.
So that's coming in the spring. So why don't you tell us about what's coming up with version 3 or season 3?
Season three. Wow. What we want to do is to kind of sharpen up the axe that we're chopping the wood with right now. We're not going to make a lots of changes in the sense of growing the league in the sense of we're going to stay with the 8 teams.
Okay.
But we're in the process right now. This is the toughest process, is finding athletes, and I think our football ops did such a great job last year with the league and the players that we had, and to have those guys come back would be great. Usually some of these guys moved on, and we've seen some of them moved on. I see some of the familiar hats in the back of some of the leagues that are up, and other leagues are popping up. And we had guys that had some success stories like Cavante Turpin and Travis Trevodian playing in the NFL. So we want to really duplicate that, replicate what we did last year when it came to our guys. It'd be great to get guys like Jamil and Slick Nick back, but a lot of those guys may end up getting picked up in other leagues. But we'll definitely have our core guys that we have from last year trying out, and we'll be reaching out to those guys. But we're always looking for new stars, Mark, man. And I think that's the biggest thing and the greatest thing about Fan Control. I get emails all the time from fans and saying that, hey, I know about this guy. This guy lives in my local city, and he played a few years and got hurt and wants to get back into it. That's the type of information that we need. I open all those emails up. I get all those highlights from players, players that want to play and are looking for that second opportunity. Like, I'm looking for the diamonds in the rough, and sometimes that's hard to find. But a thing that we also do in Fan Control is we look for that more than the athlete guy too. So it's a big process, and it takes a lot of people, a lot of hands, and a lot of eyes to find the right guys.
So now you guys are starting the process of having some kind of tryouts and stuff. Do you want to let because we have a lot of players message me like they message you with their
Yeah.
highlights. Why don't you tell them about what's coming with the player tryouts?
Yeah, so we got trials coming. I mean, we've changed a few of the for the dates, and this is very, very new. But our LA and Chicago will be changed that the 30th and the I think it's the 11th. We're still waiting to figure out what those days are going to be. But
Mhm.
our LA tryouts is still going to be December 11th. Atlanta tryouts are going to be January 8th, and we're going to have some upcoming new dates and some new cities that we haven't announced yet. And the reason we say that is, Atlanta is going to be our home. That's where the home of FCF is. Atlanta is always our last stop. And these past tryouts, we learned that guys are going to wait. Guys are going to wait to the end to beat, train as much as they can, and then just kind of focus on that one tryout. So we want to try to get as many guys as we can before then. We don't want to be waiting at the end of the combines, and we get 100 guys we're evaluating. We want to start chopping those guys down as much as we can and sharpen that axe as fast as we can. So we've got a couple more states and cities that we'll be announcing really soon.
Okay, and then so really for season 3, are you going to keep the same thing? How any changes to the television deal at all? You still have that NBC and
Yep.
Twitch kind of thing? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
all staying the same?
Yeah, we are still in negotiations with all those the same players as we had last year. NBCLX has been phenomenal with us, so they're going to be an exciting and a partner that's going forward with us, as well as Twitch, DAZN as well, Peacock. We're working on those. All those deals are looking to get done and will be done and going into the future. We've got some of our great sponsors that are going to be doing some really cool stuff with. We had the Progressive Fifth Down. We had the Wendy's Hot Mic. We had the replay booth with great clips. We're going to do a lot of those similar things, and so we're in this process right now, Mark. And just so for the fans to know, we have football that we got to get ready for, but you got to peel back so many different layers from, like you said, distribution. Where the game's going to be played, or where the game's going to be seen,
Mhm.
location. reconstructing the facility. You know, we'll be playing in the same facility for fan control hoops, so we'll have to spin that, you know, whole facility for football. So there's just a lot of things that we have that we're going to be doing in the next few months. But it's fan control, so you know, our fans are used to it.
Yeah, how was that playing in your own kind of facility that first season or the 2.0 era?
I can't. I tell everybody, you know, you're doing yourself a disservice if you can't come down and see the game for yourself.
Mhm.
It is literally like, you know, our production company, CLP, took our idea and just was like, "Wow," and gave it to us exactly the way we wanted it. If you've never been to Atlanta and to Pullman Yards is the old Pullman Porter railroad company. It was like the first black labor union that got labor unionized, and so it's still there. And it's just this big rustic railroad junk all over the place. They've shot Divergent there, Bad Boys, just a ton of movies there. And when we looked in there, we were like, man, that's what we wanted. We didn't want that, you know, sit back in the stadium, you know, everybody away from there, you know, away from the action. We wanted it to be intimate, and the way Pullman is set up, it was incredible. It was incredible to see. So I would highly suggest, if you're in the Atlanta area or anywhere close, absolutely come to a game. It'll be an awesome experience.
Now this year you said you got Mike Bibby on, now you've got this fan control hoops going
Yeah.
on. Like, how is that going to impact the football schedule? Like, how is when is the basketball going to start?
Yeah, we're you know, like I said, Mark, so you're throwing a lot of stars at me right now, man. Like, no, you know, we're doing a lot of things parallel, sort of, kind of. I can say it like that. Football will definitely start first. We're still, again, going through the process of scheduling not only the season, the games, but also distribution where we're going to play. So there's just a lot of moving parts, and I hate to put out some dates out there for you guys for them not to hit. But you know, we're putting the right people in place. We've got our coach on board, Mike Bibby. You already saw Baron Davis is on board. We, you know, announced Michelle Roberts, you know, the NBA Players Association, you know, was a part of NBA for the last 15 years. You can just see how important this is to us, and how much, you know, impact that we're going to have in basketball, and the people that are going to be a part of it. We've got some really cool people that we're going to be announcing real. You guys are going to be excited about. So I'm excited.
So you're going to be involved in that as well? I mean, I knew this was kind of like your idea back in the day. You kind of had this idea about, did you ever think that it would go to like basketball?
Man, Mark, somebody asked me that the other day. They were like, would you have ever thought? I would have been like, no, I didn't. I'm just being completely honest. You know, my idea went to football, and you know, we just got so many smart people in this company. You know, all the other things are going to come off of this, which is, you know, people are always talking about, like, man, what about this league and that league coming up? I'm like, more football, the better. Like,
Yeah.
there's only so many roster spots out there for guys to play in, and you know, you don't have to compare us to every league that pops up. We're going to be in so many different other sports. You know what I mean? So I love football, but I know football players love tennis. They love soccer. You know, they love basketball. So you know, we just want to create this super sports league that, you know, fans have never, you know. So when I tell you guys, man, you guys see I'm a little jealous because the basketball stuff is pretty damn cool.
Now, is the timeline for the football season still going to be kind of how it was last year, or are you thinking, would it get pushed back, or like how is that kind of?
You know, that's a good question, and I think, again, going back to, you know, trying to figure out what's the best place, because, you know, sports is year round, and we got to be careful about where we put ourselves, so we just don't, you know, X ourselves out of just. There's just so much going on at sometimes of the season, so we don't want to, you know, get pushed into playoffs and going to, you know, in that area or around baseball. So we're just really trying to. It's a tough dance, Mario. I can't really answer that, and I wish I could, but we're still just trying to figure out what is the right timing for all that to happen. 1 or 2 weeks could change everything. You know what I mean?
Right. So I mean, now, I mean, on the horizon, you have the XFL is coming in their season, then you have to deal with the USFL.
Yep.
and their season. How is that? And then, I mean, you guys are all kind of competing for players now. And I mean, this dynamic has changed from when you guys first had the first version of it to year two, year two, now year three. It's like every year a new league kind of pops up. Like, how are you guys dealing with that?
Yeah, look, every year a new league pops up, it pops out. Like it happens.
Yeah.
Well, our business model is very different than all those, and I wish them all luck because my players want to play in those leagues. So if I have a chance to help those guys further their dreams to do that, then so be it, man. I'm all for more football. It does get, you don't want to get saturated, and you don't want people to be footballed out too as well. So
Hmm.
if you think about I always say this about the fan control model, man, it's not just about the sports, it's the community side of it, and that's what I think and I love about what we're creating. We're just not sports,
Hmm.
we're just not football. There's just so many impactful things that fans can get involved in. You've got those two leagues coming up, but fans have no say so on what's going on, what's happening. You are just delivered a product, and it's like, here
Hmm.
you go, you deal with it. We are literally creating a league with our fans. The heartbeat, the blood cells in the league has to be the fan decision. So we're not. I don't see us as competition. I just see us another a great escapism for real sports fans.
Yeah. Now, what about guys like Johnny Manziel, T.O.? Are they planning on returning to the league? Is there any other names that might the
There,
fans?
yes, everything you said is a yes. I literally talked to To as agent this morning. Yeah, this morning actually about something else, but he's still excited to come back around, and I love that we have the ability to go and grab some of my gridiron brothers that played and have been there, because man, people don't realize that To and Johnny were major impacts in the football ops. People do not realize their presence alone, playing with a Hall of Famer, playing with one of the, this guy will be a college, superstar forever.
Hmm.
And what he did in college was something that most just weren't able to do. Being able to play with those type of guys in your league, it not only ups our ante with the product on the field, but it gives me my satisfaction of, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted my players to feel professional. I didn't want them to just hear from me. They needed to hear from guys that had been there, guys that had messed up, guys that did
Hmm.
things right, guys who did things wrong, and they can learn from those things. And that's exactly what To and Johnny was, man. And I'm really excited going forward with those guys.
And then, so are the team, any team new ownerships coming in? Team names are going to stay the same.
Yes and yes.
Okay.
So we are going to be bringing some new team owners in. Majority of the other team owners will all be the same. There'll be, possibly some overlap with the basketball guys. So
Oh,
we
there you
are
go.
absolutely looking and having some wonderful conversations on other team owners, because I think what's happening is not only are team owners, or like our team owners now are also spreading the word, and they're excited about spreading the word. It's making everybody else come on. Like
Mhm.
it's nothing better than to be in a conversation. Even if we're talking about basketball, we're showing all these guys the football product, and they
Mhm.
are blown away. They are literally, every person we sit down with, they're blown away. The type of people that we have had walk through those doors and have conversations with about the league, you just to see their eyes be so like, man, you guys are on to something. And I'm talking about other Hall of Famers, other NBA champion stars, all stars, celebrity actors, celebrity artists that have been in that place and just blown away. So we're just trying to put the right people in the right, right team owners on in the league. Guys that are
Gotcha.
going to be engaged. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Destroying was awesome. Destroying used to come out to the combines, and just the way he engaged and kind of found those key players for the Glacier Boys was dope.
Mhm.
People don't realize I talked to Quavo a lot on guys, in the roster. I know that Renee Montgomery, I don't think she ever missed a game. You
Oh,
know, And then Todd Gurley being a new guy coming on, Devin Cook being a new guy, or Devin was here last year, but he actually got to come this year. For them to be so engaged with the athletes and the players, man, it's unbelievable, man.
All right. So then we have version 3 is returning. We'll be on the lookout for dates. There's 2 tryouts, but there could be more to come because I will definitely be sending people your way because they message me, like I'm sure they message you all the time.
Yeah.
And then so we're excited. So, thanks for coming on the program. Any other final things you want to tell fans about?
Guys, all you got to do is go to our website, fcf.io, Fan Control Sports and Entertainment. We are changing it because we are growing now. Now that we have hoops, we're now going to be known as Fan Control Sports and Entertainment. So just imagine all the things that are going to come from just that. But, if you want to know any information, go to fcf.io, Fan Control Sports IO, or excuse me, Fan Control Sports and Entertainment. You can hit me up on Instagram, Ray Austin 36. I'll be happy to answer any questions from players, fans, you name it. You guys follow me, I'll follow you guys back, and we can just keep this thing going. Mark, thank you always, and anything you need from me, just let me know.
All right. Well, there you go. Fan Control Commissioner Ray Austin. Thanks for coming on the program.
Appreciate you, man.